Hello friends, welcome to the platform of Darshanik. This is Akshay Kadam. So guys, today on this platform of Darshanik, we are going to continue our discussion of essay topics, and from this class we are going to begin a new theme, that is education based essay topics. So already in our previous themes we have discussed the gender based essay topics, crime, etc., and then we discussed Gandhian code based essays, and as we go ahead we will discuss the other themes. But then this is very one important theme that UPSC is consistently asking question, and not only that, UPSC sometimes asks very difficult level essay topics also, but in most of the state civil services this theme is very famous, education. And yes, okay, it is unsolved debate in India. Indian education system is very weak, especially okay in rural areas and even in poorer states like let's say Madhya Pradesh or Bihar, UP region mein, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. So quality of education, teachers quality, everything is very problematic. Then there is a huge gap between requirement of industry and education sector. Okay, second biggest problem of Indian education system. And third guys, okay, AI. And in this new age of AI, where everything is very rapidly changing, the way of doing business, etc., traditional model of education is being long outdated, and education is now not just a university course or college degree. Okay, now education is lifelong process. Okay, and that's why okay we need to give our population lot of new opportunities for relearning, upskilling, reskilling, etc. And in that, in a race of AI guys, what matters is not just education but a quality education. Okay, quality education is very much important, and you must have heard about the author Yuval Noah Harari. So Harari, in his book this 21st Challenges to 21st Century, talked about lot of challenges, and two challenges he talked about were related to education sector. That one challenge was this AI ka, and how AI is going to make it quality education very important, and if you can't provide to the next generation this quality education, they are going to suffer very badly. Okay, and see, forget about AI guys, even in UPSC ke race mein, now there are so many coaching institutes, so many online platforms are available, etc. But then the way kind of way UPSC is asking question, if you don't focus on quality content, okay, then cracking exam is not possible. Doesn't matter what your IQ is, talent is, everything. Okay, yeah, you can with the using that do lot of self study, but then you will spend lot of time in reinventing the wheel. Okay, but if you are getting quality content, study it properly, do it quickly, obviously those students going to get selected more, and that's very quite visible trend. Okay, initial UPSC question were very general in nature. Any coaching you join, any content you read, okay, people used to manage more with the hard work, but hard work is now less a game. Strategy, smart work, all these factors are more determining ones. Okay, and so essay based on education. Now in this guys, essay based on education mein, this theme, then that's why education ka relevance is very much there. But here I only mentioned 2-3 problems, but there are huge problems of Indian education system that we'll discuss in next 3-4 lectures. Okay, where I will discuss what in the beginning ideal education should focus on, facets of ideal education. Okay, and then we can go on exploring India's education system on those facets. But guys, here important issue is that UPSC in the old times have asked very straightforward essays regarding education, like what is real education. Okay, literally this was the open-ended essay topic. Okay, what is real education, etc. Yeah, destiny of nation is shaped in the classroom, that was asked recently. So what is real education, that was topic they asked very recently, okay, few years back. So sorry, not what is real education, the destiny of nation is shaped in the classroom, that was asked very recently. Now in that essay also, then if you know to write the answer to that essay, first you should know what is good education. Okay, and how it shapes the destiny, and then you have to evaluate Indian education system on those aspects. So here I am going to discuss both the way debate, that what ideal education look like, good education look like, which different facet it should focus on, and then we will go on exploring India on all those different Indian education system on those facets. So before we begin, let's discuss some previous year topics that UPSC asked, essay topics. We have already discussed them, but I will discuss them again, so you will get quite a basic good idea. So first essay topic is modern technological education and human values. and see how many essays they have asked on human values, value loaded education, and we'll discuss a lot of points regarding value loaded education. So modern technological education and human values, value based science and education, then education without values, as useful as it seems, rather to make a man more clever devil. Destiny of nation is shaped in the classroom. Around 2015-16 this essay asked. You educate a man, you educate a man, you educate a woman, you educate a generation. Okay, then our standardized test, good measure of academic ability or progress. Okay, and then is egalitarian society possible by educating the masses? How we can create the egalitarian society by educating masses, and what is real education? Okay, so if you want to create egalitarian society, you should know what is good education and what it should focus on, or what is real education, etc. These are the old essays, are the standardized test, good measure of academic ability. Okay, but then again, academic test means whatever you appeared for in your schooling, but those tests that we appeared for in schooling hardly checked anything other than our rote learning abilities, rote memorization abilities. So education should we judge only based on rote academic ability, learning ability, or it should focus something more on. So this standardized test, are they good measure? So it was very old question that UPSC has asked. Okay, then irrelevance of the classrooms. Okay, that Indian classrooms are becoming very largely irrelevant. Okay, that they are not good enough. Okay, or we have not designed it in a manner to shape the destiny or provide real education or produce people, okay, who will be good enough for the job sector, etc. Then increasing computerization would lead to creation of dehumanized society. It was more related to technology, but I have added here only. Then science and mysticism, are they compatible? So education system, is it focusing on all these aspects? But we'll discuss that again separately while discussing our technology and values, or science, mysticism, etc. Then spirituality and scientific temper, march of science and erosion of human values. Then science is organized knowledge, wisdom is organized life. Okay, so this topic was asked very recently. Science is organized knowledge, wisdom is organized life. So there is difference between literacy and education, or there is a difference between knowledge or what you read and wisdom, jnana. So buddhi and jnana, okay, or just information, knowledge, and making sense out of it and being a good person, okay, wisdom, are two different things. Then open your arms to change and technology, but don't let your values go. And rise of AI, threat to jobless future or better job opportunity through reskilling and upskilling. These were more on tech side, but previous topics that we discussed, they were more on a education side. So then let's discuss this significance of education. So point that you should know as a UPSC aspirant or state civil service aspirant about basically about what is education, or education is all about quality of education. So these points I will focus on. So before beginning, I came across a very good article, okay, small para on significance of education, and so we'll begin with that, and you can use such a story in the introduction, etc. if they ask essay on education. So just it's very hard to remember entire story, you won't be able to produce it verbatim, but just remember the lines and you reproduce in your own words the crux, keeping that intact. So at the entrance gate of a university in South Africa, the following message was posted for a contemplation. Destroying any nation does not require the use of atomic bombs or the use of long-range missiles. It only requires lowering the quality of education and allowing cheating in the examination by the students. Patients die at the hands of such doctors. Buildings collapse at the hands of such engineers. Money is lost at the hands of such economists and accountants. Humanity dies at the hands of such scholars. Justice is lost at the hands of such judges. The collapse of education is collapse of the nation. Okay, so largely this focuses on the quality of education. So quality of education, why it is significant for any, like building a strong nation, if you want to be Vishwaguru in short. But along with that, guys, this is not just the quality of education. Okay, along with quality, your education might be very good considering the quality. It might produce best doctor, engineers, etc. But it can at the same time produce very skilled psychopath, okay, and very talented monsters, or so on. So Hitler, during Hitler's time period, Germany was advancing scientifically very rapidly. Okay, but along with advancement of Germany scientifically, okay, there was very way we created propaganda in education. So one line here, it is not there, that along with education should be based on quality, it should also based on value education, okay, and it should not be the tool of political propaganda, etc. It should focus more on facts rather than the opinion. Otherwise nations can still collapse the way Germany got collapsed. So then, what are the facets of education that ideal education system should focus on? Now I thought a lot and came with as many facets as I could to discuss with you. Okay, and see, all this my content is original, like this is I created. Okay, so obviously to support my points I have read a lot of newspaper articles, taken data from that, but all these charts whatever I have made, okay, facets of education that I have like thought a lot, okay, and that's why, okay, study them well, reproduce in your answer content quality will be very original and you will definitely get very good marks, but focus on all the facets. So ideally I will just discuss what these facets should focus on, and then we'll go on discussing each of these facets individually. So first guys, largely Indian education system focuses on this first facet, that is analytical theoretical intelligence or conceptual understanding, what we call IQ. Or IQ maybe there are two parts, aptitude, what we call basic potential, okay, and then achievement, what is called specialized knowledge. Now what these two are, I will discuss separately, difference between them, you should know the basics. Then practical intelligence, second thing which Indian education system hardly focuses on, or applied understanding or vocational education. Okay, so this is very badly missing, very less focus is there in on a practical focus on development of practical intelligence. Okay, this aspect, simply what I mean, how many, okay, industrial visits you had if you had done any technical degree. In my entire engineering career mein, 4 years in engineering, we only had 2 industrial visits, literally 2 or 3 per se I will say. In 4 years of engineering, 3 industrial visit, okay, that's all practical knowledge they tried to give us. Okay, and so this aspect, why India mein engineering ke baad after 4 years students were absolutely clueless ki what degrees they have done, what's the use of those degrees, and they are totally clueless about requirement of the industry. So that gap bridging is very important. Then along with that, education should focus on convergent thinking, and when we talk about IQ, analytical intelligence, IQ is more about convergent thinking. Okay, that you have potential, aptitude, and you have to solve the use all this information or formulas, organize those and solve some puzzle. Then largely you people what gets used is a convergent thinking, that part of IQ. But along with convergent thinking guys, okay, there are different ways of thinking that education system should focus on if we want to be a major innovator economy. Okay, largely India is stuck up in middle income trap. Okay, India can't rapidly progress, or largely this gap between rich countries and poorer countries, okay, has remained stable, and very few poor countries manage to bridge the gap or get into high income group, and that is because they fail to be major innovators. They couldn't come up with Teslas, they couldn't come up with the Apple phone or all such a new high-tech products. And if you want them, you need, your education system need to be extremely innovative in orientation. Then only will you be able to produce tomorrow a lot of scientists, doctors, high-tech engineers, etc. And that's why we need divergent dynamic thinking. Both are different, little bit different differences there between divergent and dynamic, that I will discuss as we go ahead. And then another important point that UPSC asked essay on was a wisdom, education versus intelligence, literacy. Okay, there is huge gap between being literate and being educated, being wisdom, okay, and having just a intelligence. So that aspect also we'll discuss as we go ahead. Then development of scientific temper, rational reflection, samyak darshan, what we call in philosophy. So in our ethics lecture we already discussed a lot of these points. What do we mean by wisdom by Plato, Socrates, etc. The idea of wisdom. We discussed about this idea of dynamic thinking also in administrative ethics. So there I discussed these values from perspective of administration. Here I will discuss them from the perspective of education in general. Okay, and then an entire essay was asked on this segment. I told you that this essay topic, that science is organized knowledge, wisdom is organized life. Okay, so entirely it was on that aspect. Then this aspect, financial and digital literacy. Now governments are focusing on this aspect of improving financial digital literacy, because mostly job in India are in those two sectors, and the way population rapidly shifting from rural areas to urban areas. In urban areas, mostly jobs that are available in urban areas are digital economy based and financial economy based, which people from rural population, especially females, don't have much knowledge about, and then they face the problems. We have discussed this is already this in gender based essay topics. Okay, then along with that, education should focus on core aspects, that is value education. A lot of essays they asked on value education. So what do we mean by good value education? So value education we will discuss then Vivekananda's idea on character development or use of education for character development, and Gandhi's knowledge without character is sin. So knowledge without character idea of Gandhi we already discussed in 7 social sins concept when we discussed Gandhian code based essays, and then Vivekananda's character development idea. Okay, both Vivekananda's views on education, there I will discuss under this heading. Then humanities education. Humanities education is simply again one extension of value education, but humanities education means along with giving technical education, we should mix it with the humanities education, because humanities subjects automatically bring a great value to the normal technical education. Because humanities may use study sociology, psychology, anthropology, pol science, etc. So automatically those subjects give you a social insight, okay, not just technical insight, and so automatically it develops your values. Okay, and so humanities education is also very important. Along with not only just teaching technical content, we should teach humanities also. So in short, when we were doing graduation schooling, we had so many technical subjects, but there wasn't a single subject of philosophy, ethics. Why UPSC has added ethics or philosophy in our syllabus? Then development of emotional intelligence. This is also very important topic. So development of emotional intelligence, and development of emotional intelligence we have discussed in ethics lecture very much in detail, but here I will correlate it from education perspective, because India may suicide rates are very high, students ka. Okay, it is double than the normal average suicide rate of India. Student suicide rate compared to that is double, and India ka suicide rate increase in last few years is more than the population growth rate increase. And usme bhi I will discuss with you the suicides happening in IITs, IIMs. Now IIT, IIMs ka suicide, why? Because these are guys, students in IIT, IIMs are the brilliant minds of India, and such a brilliant students who had such a good academic abilities. If this cream layer of India commits suicide, then this is something we need to focus on. Okay, seriously. If best brilliant minds can't deal with the pressure and commit suicide out of it, then we are in a very bad phase. Okay, especially compared to then student suicide. And then along with that, India may major issue sports, sex and health education. तीनों aspect पे India is again in a having a lot of problematic facing issues. Okay, so sports education, we saw our performance in Olympic, etc. So this aspect we'll discuss, sports, sex and health education. Okay, and then another major problem of Indian education system, which is related with the previous topic of practical intelligence, is that development of leadership and entrepreneur skills. We don't have practical intelligence. Okay, and because we don't develop practical intelligence, students don't know how to use their academic knowledge, college degree ka whatever knowledge they have, okay, and make money out of it, start a business out of it. Okay, and that's why this development of then it hampers. They can't develop entrepreneurial skills, they can't be leaders. And being leader doesn't mean you have to be a businessman only. You can be a political leader, etc. And such a great minds of India wants to be through UPSC civil servant, but they don't want to be a political leader. Okay, why so? Okay, that also we will discuss. And politics in India, okay, we don't like nurture this political talent in India from the school days, college days. And one of the major problem today Indian political system is facing is we are hardly seeing a new leaders rising. Mostly the political leaders are dynast, their brothers, sisters, wives, daughters, sons and so on. But compared to that, if you look at 60s, 70s, 80s ka time period, there were a hell lot of political leaders came out of Indian politics. Okay, Maharashtra mein Sharad Pawar, George Fernandez, Bala Sahib Thackeray, then North May, this Lalu Prasad Yadav, okay, this leader Mulayam Singh Yadav, etc. They all came out of the university politics. Mamta Banerjee, Uma Bharati, all these people, doesn't matter which political side they belong to, even this Sitharaman, finance minister, etc. They were all born out of the university politics. But we stopped the university politics, okay, using some hopeless arguments, and we started to make university representative or head of the students in university representative as a person who has highest mark. Just because he has highest mark doesn't mean he has the leadership skills. Okay, and just to avoid university में student का level politics, we banned the elections. But actually, out of those elections, India used to breed the new generation of the political leaders, talents from common backgrounds. Okay, but that we totally destroyed. So this is also major issues that we'll discuss going ahead, and this is the major two problems why we have lack of leadership and entrepreneur skills in India. And then moral spiritual development. This is also another problem, that moral spiritual development we don't focus on, and that result into not only stress, suicides, etc. But people, this all issues that people feel, midlife crisis, okay, this lack, emptiness in life, the void, what I am doing in my life, this depressions episode, etc. More because of lack of this moral spiritual development. And you, like, if you have done my ethics course, guys, you would have realized that even by doing ethics classes and understanding all these philosophies, it improves your maturity level, it improves your personality level, your thinking level. And automatically with that, you can handle a lot of stress of your life, pressures of your life. Quality in general improves in your life. It gives some decorum, discipline to your life, okay, clarity of thoughts to your life. And that's why this moral spiritual education development is very important. Okay, economic is just one aspect of our life. Moral spiritual education is equally important. Okay, and then education system should also focus on this aspect, professionalism, and Tagore's creativity development idea. Creativity, lack of creative self-expression, and creativity is related to another two ideas that we were going to discuss. I have already discussed, introduced to you, divergent thinking and dynamic thinking. Those who have this divergent thinking is a very important attribute for creativity. Okay, and dynamic thinking is little bit related with creativity, but divergent thinking is very core aspect. And creativity may we'll discuss Tagore's idea of creative self-expression, and along with that we'll discuss Tagore's idea on education in general. Okay, so that was also very awesome points there that Indian education system hardly focuses on. Okay, expression for creativity. Okay, and then so expression of creativity मतलब school colleges में साल में 3 days का college gathering, and in that college gathering only few active students will participate, and only they will get this much chance to express their creativity. Other than that, okay, there is hardly any expression for creative self-expression at college levels. Okay, and then guys, along with that we need to focus on आपका integrated education or inclusive education. Then आपका these are now new models of education that Indian government has introduced or trying to introduce. So उसमें integrated education, especially inclusive education for differently abled people. Then integrated approach to learning, different approaches to learning that I will discuss as we go ahead. Then teacher training, that aspect also we need to focus very strongly upon. And then foreign universities in higher education space that government is now allowing. So in that we have introduced new programs like twinning, dual degrees, joint degrees. So foreign universities in higher education space, that what these degrees mean and how it will change India's education landscape. These are more current affair related topics, but I will discuss them with you, their significance. And along with that, experiential discovery oriented learning. Okay, learning should not be only that teacher is throwing ideas and you are just grasping. Okay, you need to there should be brain teaser to you. So in my mentorship program, those students who are enrolled already know that. Okay, whatever ethics ka lecture they do, I twist the question. Whatever topic I have taught, I create twisted question on that and ask them to answer. And only when they will get that brain teaser, okay, then only and start thinking about answer, Google or research it more, their conceptual clarity as well as answer writing will improve tremendously. And that's why this is very important, that there should be just not throwing up a data at a students, there should be experiential discovery oriented learning. And that's why guys, essay may be, just because you get information, you won't be able to write good essay. You need to do lot of writing practice on your own and get it evaluated, feedback on those essays. Then only you will realize what mistakes you are doing and how you need to improve more on those essay topics. So this experiential discovery oriented learning, and these all are some new ideas that Indian government is working on or already has introduced. And all these facets we will try to discuss one by one as we go ahead in our classes. And in your essay then guys, I have mentioned 20-25 dimensions. If you manage to write essay, all these dimensions mention somewhere, write small para also, okay. Trust me, you will get such a good marks, because you will be leaving nothing and showing the examiner, see how much I know about all these aspects, all these facets, so much I am well-read person, so much I could think about any aspect. And I continuously tell you, this is the competitive exam, uska ek hi rule hai, you sell yourself off that I am better than others, I know more than others, I can think more than others, I can think differently than others, how much I am well-read person. And so somehow through charts and your pointers,